Hello, everybody. This is Sam Gajczak with Independent Processor Magazine. We're speaking with Stacy Waters, president of Belinsky Sausage today. Stacy, thanks for taking the time to join us. We really appreciate that.
Thank you so much for having me in these challenging circumstances. I'm glad to be able to make the time.
Yeah, so we kind of have to lead in with one of the obvious questions that we're asking everybody. I know the meat industry has been in the news quite a bit with COVID-19, not always for the good things, but the industry has been working hard to keep people fed during this time. So how has this pandemic affected your operations and your sales?
So right off the bat, when all of the stay-at-home orders first began, we did have a bunch of team meetings, and our team really rallied together. We understand that we're essential to maintain food supply in this country and in our communities, and everyone here takes that duty extremely seriously. We've been working many, many long hours. We did see a huge surge in demand for our products right at the outset of the pandemic. 50, 60, 70 and up percent increased production that we had to put out to make sure we met our customers' demands. We did not want to see those empty shelves out there. Of course, we had to take extreme precautions at the plant, just like everyone is. We are fortunate in that we have a smaller workforce. We are a small to medium-sized family-run business. We have well-spaced out production lines to begin with, so it was easy for us to maintain personal safety. We, of course, provided appropriate PPE, and one of the first things we did was separate our teams into what we called pods to rotate lunches and breaks so no one was too close together. And our whole team did take their duties very seriously and made sure that all they were doing was going home and back to work. We've been very fortunate that our workforce has stayed healthy and that we've been able to keep everyone well protected so that we can keep doing our job and at the elevated demand that we've been seeing.
Okay, great. So getting into some of the products that you do, right on the label under Belinsky's name is the phrase "from the ground up." So what does that mean exactly, and how does that fit in with your company and kind of its core beliefs?
So really our core belief is in real food, simple as possible, simply prepared so that the flavors of our ingredients really shine through in the final recipes. So to us, from the ground up means that we're taking whole vegetables, herbs, spices, fruits, and combine it with humanely raised, antibiotic-free or certified organic chicken to very minimally process and blend together flavors to make something new that still preserves the integrity of the original ingredients. So we're really curating the process from the growing process of the original ingredients to the final product. And really, we think of it as this is how you'd make chicken sausage if you were to make it at home. Who has the time to do that? So we're doing it for you kind of the old-fashioned way. There's no secrets in what we make. Every one of our products, we list every ingredient by its common name, just simple, everyday ingredients. We never say spices or flavorings because we really are all about providing that full kind of farm to table transparency about what is in our sausages. So that old adage, you don't want to see how the sausages get made, we really try to make that not apply to us. Generally speaking, I would say that anyone that tastes one of Belinsky's chicken sausages can identify every single ingredient that goes in there because they're just really, really simple, clean flavors aimed at letting those flavors come through in the final product.
Okay, so to talk a little bit more about the flavors, how Belinsky, the types of varieties that you have really helps us kind of stand out in what is a pretty crowded sausage marketplace. So could you talk a little bit about the different varieties that you offer?
Sure. So one thing that we always try to do when we develop our sausages is to envision the end case. And first off, customers are buying our products because they're interested in real food and those simple vegetable and flavors that we're creating, but also because they're concerned about animal welfare and only eating chicken that's raised in a way that they can feel good about. And so when we create so people are buying our products based on a reflection of their core beliefs, but in the end, they are really trying to use them to reflect their core beliefs in creating a simple, convenient meal for their families. These are people very busy, and they're looking to incorporate a flavorful protein into recipes that you might be creating at home, that you can make fairly quickly because our products are already all fully cooked. So when we create flavors, we try to think about what are you going to make at home out of these sausages? And those flavors should be reflective of some kind of idea of how you can use them to make something exciting at home. So we make a flavor that's spinach and garlic that's fantastic to use with pastas or other Italian recipes, and it's just made with spinach, fresh ground, peeled ground garlic, fennel seed, and black pepper. And we make Italian sausage, but we incorporate bell peppers and onions, so you get your vegetables at the same time, very vegetable forward flavors. And those kind of core flavors are really to be your everyday recipes. But you always need some excitement in your diet as well. So we have some really unique flavors too, beyond those everyday staples. For example, we created a flavor called kale with white beans. This is inspired by a greens and beans recipe made by sauteing greens and garlic and onions, just to have it as a great Italian flavorful side dish. And we thought, well, why not put this into the sausage? We also created a flavor called cilantro lime and one that is called southwestern green chili. And both of those have cilantro, fresh green chilies, some cumin, and lots of fresh flavors that would inspire maybe a taco dish or an omelet. And the idea is really, you don't have to take the time to season the dish yourself. You can just incorporate Belinsky's chicken sausages and have all of those exciting flavors already there. You don't need to then figure out how to add all of the seasonings and flavorings. It's a lot more interesting than just using plain old chicken breast or chicken thighs that then you have to add a lot of extra things to. It's kind of a meal all in one. We've had flavors in the past called red Thai chili, a tandoori style chicken sausage. We have a roster of thousands of recipes we've come up with to suit every occasion, and we kind of rotate them through so that we can keep it exciting on the shelves. So there's a chicken sausage for every day and every occasion.
Great. All right, and I know that this is going to be shown on a meat-centric website, but we are talking a lot more about plant-based protein these days, and your company has also got involved with that as well. So could you talk a little bit about High Peaks and what your goals are with that?
Of course. So I mentioned before that at Belinsky's, one of our core values is animal welfare. And all of the chicken that we use for our Belinsky's products is Global Animal Partnership Step 3 certified, meaning the animals have enrichment, they have lots of outdoor access, and never fed antibiotics, and kind of live natural chicken lives. So our customers are already very concerned, as I think most people are, about animal welfare. And for that reason, and also for health reasons, maybe not eating meat every single day for every single meal. And so we were getting a large call from our Belinsky's customers for, don't you have something exciting that we can have for our non-meat eating days? How can we incorporate some healthy protein into our diets? Also in a way we can feel good about, when a lot of the plant-based products out there are very heavily processed, maybe made with ingredients that we don't feel good about, lots of flavorants, really attempting to be a meat replica and mimicking that taste, but without the focus on real foods that we're known for. So we created a new brand called High Peaks to be the plant-based version of Belinsky's chicken sausage. Real food from the ground up, simple everyday ingredients, no flavorings, no additives. We use wheat as our plant-based protein because it's the most reliable, known, and wholesome, least manufactured form of plant protein out there, as opposed to some of the newer alternatives. And we combine, so we make a wheat meat, as we call it in-house. We grind it ourselves, and from there we just blend in whole spices. We blend in vegetables or fruits depending on the flavor, and then it's a simple combining process, and then we stuff the final product into a casing just the same as our chicken sausages. So really, it's a real food, plant-based sausage. People are eating plant-based because they're avoiding meat in some cases, but many times because they're looking to have a more healthy diet. And really that's difficult with some of the products that are out there. So we have 4 flavors in High Peaks plant-based sausage, inspired by some of our best-selling chicken sausage flavors. We have an Italian with bell peppers and onions. We have a wild mushroom that's very savory. We also have a wild mushroom Belinsky's chicken sausage flavor, and one of our certified organic flavors. We use porcini and shiitake mushrooms, Italian herbs and spices. We make a breakfast flavor in our High Peak sausage that's called Trail Mix, and that's got actually seeds in it, so pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, cranberries, and some cinnamon. So it's kind of like a granola oatmeal sausage, entirely plant-based. And we have a smoked apple flavor. So we're trying to hit on all of those major meal occasions, your breakfast, a nice light snack, and a couple of dinner varieties. And these are really for the flexitarian customer. We're a meat company. We think meat protein, if done correctly, is very healthy. And of course, if it's done in a way that is keeping animal welfare always at the forefront. But we understand that there are times when you may not want to have meat that particular day, or maybe for a month, or maybe you never eat meat. And we think that people should have healthy alternatives if you're having a flexitarian lifestyle as well.
Great, great. Well, thanks so much for taking the time to talk with us today, Stacey. We really appreciate that.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate your time.